Hello everybody, it's CapCorgi. I wanted to talk about a game called Payday 3. For anyone who, was playing a lot of games, cooperative, cooperative games have become a very big thing recently, relatively recently, with everything from super cooperative games like the Rock and Stone game where you're the dwarves. I forgot what the name is called, but a really popular one. To all kinds of MMOs, games like Valheim and so on. There's a lot of those types of games. Then there came a lot of the what people call friend slop games, Repo, Peak. Fantastic games. Friend slop, I use that term very endearingly. But back way before all those games, about I think 15 years ago or so, a game called Payday 2 came out. Payday 2 was basically what amounts to a heist simulator. You are you can choose one of different heisters, and you go around trying to rob banks and fight the police and absolutely go buck wild with machine guns and all kinds of stuff. Very interesting idea, very fun premise, excellent game. Payday 1 and 2 are a big part of our really just times playing with friends and stuff. Huge, great games. But then a game called Payday 3 came out. It came out, let's see when. I have the page up on Steam. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, to extremely bad reception, 43% overall rating. And Payday 2, meanwhile, has a very high rating. Let me just check to see what it is at now, because I know they made some changes. You can buy Payday 2, by the way, for $5. Yeah, here we go, 90%. 90% comparatively, compared to Payday 3. So, what the fuck happened? And also, why am I making a video about it now? The reason I'm making it now is because they had a giant update after 2 years of having a broken game. This is a game that I did play, I did stream, and I did make content for a little bit with my community and stuff, just playing around, trying to have a good time, because I played like a god-awful amount of Payday 2. I absolutely adored the game, played it solo, played it with friends, played challenge modes, did this, did that, all kinds of stuff in Payday 2. So when Payday 3 came out, I had to play it day one, and I did, and I was immensely disappointed. Basically, all of the fun nuance from Payday 2 and 1 for planning the heist and doing stealth missions and things like that all went out the window, all gone. And really, all of the really interesting parts of Payday 2 and 1. And instead, it was replaced with, 1/10 of the missions 50 times. It felt like the microtransactions. There's a lot of microtransactions in Payday 2 as well, but, it felt a little bit more worth it in 2. Just infinitely broken, more broken game. The online matchmaking is broken. So many things in Payday 3 are broken. Just completely beyond broken, and you can see it in the reviews on Steam. There's people wax poetic about how dog shit this game is. And obviously, after a couple of times of playing the game, I realized it's a broken game, so I stopped playing it. I wasn't really making YouTube back then, so I didn't really make a video about it. I did cover it on stream, though, when my community asked me, hey, you're not playing Payday 3 anymore. Why is that? And I'm like, the game sucks. So, anyways, fast forward now. It is now December 4th, well over 2 years since the game came out, and it's still in a broken state. And they just had a giant update where they promised to revamp every single skill, and all of the major content creators that make content for Payday 3. Not very many of them left anymore, but the ones that are, they of course decided to check it out. One of which is Lucky the Unstoppable. I've never watched his content, never watched any of their content for any of the Payday guys, but this just caught my eye, and I wanted to share it with you guys. If anyone says this Payday 3 update is worth playing, I'm inclined to believe they were paid to do so. Now, I said this on stream way back about 2 years ago, but like I said, I wasn't making YouTube back then, so I didn't really make a video. But this is something that I've seen in gaming a lot. People that are absolute fucking shills for a game, and it's a dog shit game, and you're wondering how can someone give this game a 10 out of 10. An objectively bad game. And, you know, you can still like a bad game. There are people who like bad games. I like bad games. But I can still objectively say, you know, this game's kind of broken. This game's kind of ass. You know, there's this issue with it. And, you know, I would only give it a 7 out of 10, even though I really enjoyed the game. That is fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind people giving it a little bit of an inflated score because they like the game, as long as they're honest about the opinions of the game. But the amount of shilling I've seen for other games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Dragon Age the Veilguard, so on and so forth, it is like to the level, and then, you know, all of a sudden after the sponsorship period ends, they stop making content for the game. I wonder fucking why. It's because they're getting fucking paid. Access gaming journalism, so-called, has been a major problem since streaming and content creation has become a major thing. And this is very true with games journalism as well. Absolutely. Why does IGN give every dog shit game a 9 out of 10? I wonder why. It's because they want access to the early builds and the early content and everything to make sure they get the eyeballs on their content as opposed to someone else. Anyways, that's a completely other tirade. And one I've you know, at least talked about many times in my content and 600 videos on YouTube over the past 2 years. But going back to Payday 3, this was absolutely something that I felt was very insidious back in the day. Why were there so many people that were like, you know, frankly dick-sucking this fucking game, which is absolutely broken on almost every single level, when you know, Steam score was like 20% when it first came out. It was insane. It was absolutely busted. You know, I'm inclined to agree. I've never talked to Lucky. I've never interacted with him. I've never seen his content. But, you know, just as one sentence, I'm already inclined to agree. But let's see why. He goes on to say, with the new update, I physically cannot get cops to shoot me. I'm invincible. And all the guns work without skills, making them pointless anyways. Who QA tested this? And we're going to watch this. Of course, I will link it in the description below so you can see the tweet. You can see his video. Definitely, if you guys, you know, want to see some Payday 3 content, I'll never make any besides this video or any other video. Maybe lambasting Starbreeze Studio for making a dog shit game or something. But, like, you know, if you do want to see it, absolutely. I always, you know, share my sources. So let's see the video.
Please?
So these, by the way, are the police in the game. When you're doing a heist and you're in the, like, the police taxi mode because you're going loud or whatever, you messed up the stealth portion or whatever, they come here and they try to arrest and kill you.
Come back.
Except for the fact
and shoot me.
that the new update completely borked that system. You see a little bit of damage there, but he regened the damage way more than they're fighting him.
Can you shoot me in the face?
God. This is even more broken than when I stopped playing the game. Even more broken.
Shoot me in the head.
He's shooting in the air, trying to get the you know, attention of the police and everything, and they're just not doing it. They're just walking around, prancing around like absolute NPCs, which they are, but like they're NPCs that are not even moving or doing anything useful. They're just walking around and looking. And by the way, before anyone asks, oh, is he playing on game journalist mode? Is he playing on easy mode? No. He was playing on Overkill, the hardest difficulty in the game. And it happened more than once. It happened, like, you know, constantly. He confirms happening on most heists. This was the worst one, but more often than not, I got 3 straight seconds to regenerate my armor out in the complete open. The highlight was regenerating my armor in front of 2 dozers on Cook-Off, which is one of the maps. Yeah, that is insane. That is insane. And it just goes to show that Starbreeze Studios, frankly, has no absolute piss idea on how to fix their game. The community has, you know, left in droves for some odd reason. They're all playing Payday 2. Actually, I'm curious, because this was a big thing. I'm just curious if it's still going on, where people were playing more Payday 2 than Payday 3. So let's go to SteamDB. I just want to check, because I'm pretty sure this is still the case. But back when I first shared this discussion with my community 2 years ago, this was definitely the case. 987 in game. So this is, it had a big spike. By big spike, I mean, it went from, 200, 500 peaks to all the way to 1800. So times 3. That's a pretty big jump. It's going all the way back down again. And then let's see Payday 2, which is actually a good game. Very worth $5 at the very least. And yeah, wow. 26,000 people are still regularly playing the game. I think this is like, when there was like a downtime with like the servers, half the servers went down or something. But besides that, like, very consistent, extremely consistent, 20 to 30,000. Like, pretty darn healthy. People are playing the shit out of Payday 2. And this is something that I found as well. I downloaded Payday 2 about a year ago when I was taking care of my dad just to goof around with some... we're just going to mute it and just, as he walks around trying to get shot and doesn't get shot. When I was trying to take care of my dad after his heart surgery and stuff, I downloaded some Payday 2 and I played online. And it was still a lot of fun. They haven't screwed it up. They did one monetization change, making it like a subscription system if you want all the new DLCs, which I completely don't agree with. I think that is an idiotic move. Frankly, they should have just lowered the price of all DLCs and stuff. But Starbreeze Studios, you have to understand, is a very, very, very money-grubbing company. And they are one of those companies that did invest millions of dollars into other live service failures. Project, I think Project Baxter was called one of them, and so on and so forth. And all of those have fallen by the wayside. They've had massive layoffs. They're having massive issues with the company. And now their prime property of Payday 3 is even worse than before. But the story does not end there. Amongst all of this issues, I was like, there was like a healthy amount of comments, and a lot of people agree with PD Lucky. And some people disagree. Yeah, there we go. My understanding is that Starbreeze has no in-house QA for Payday 2 and instead uses offshore contractors, AI, and automated testing. It's safe to assume the same is true for Payday 3. That is absolutely kind of expected at this point. This is actually insane. This is actually fucking insane. But I was taking a closer look at the comments, seeing what other people think. And a lot of people were very upset. Payday 3 is the only game I ever regret buying. I love the second game. I'll never forget Starbreeze and Overkill. Sorry, Overkill, Starbreeze. I think they renamed themselves. I don't know which one was the original name, which one they are now. I think it was originally Overkill and now Starbreeze. Regardless, I will never forgive them for what they did. I'm glad Almir is out. I like the dude. I think that was one of the But yeah, he has no hope now for the game to even be remotely good. Of course, then you have like some of the dick suckers of the game, insulting the guy who's making this video. That is a very factual video. The game is on Overkill. It's a completely broken game. I'm just showing you what happened, but people are still getting upset about it. And this is where I talk about the shills. And so here's one. I saw this and I was like, what? And so this is what this guy said. Noli, this is apparently another large content creator in the Payday 3 verse. And so I don't know if you're watching this video and you're curious about and you watch a lot of Payday 3 videos or something. Let me know in the comments below what's going on. Who are these guys? I don't really know either of these content creators. Is one of them seem to be more truthful than the other? I would love to hear your thoughts if you're a Payday 3 Andy. If you're like someone who mains that game, you really love that game. Genuinely, if the algorithm caught you, definitely let me know, because I'm very, very curious, because I'm going to levy some accusations, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. But yeah, if you guys know Noli, I think his name is Noli, and the other guy is Lucky13. But yeah, I can't tell what's worse, ripping into an overworked QA when he passed up an opportunity to be involved with the development process, or insinuating people were tacitly paid for opinions when he knows the damage that can do. SWAT AI is crap. This isn't even new with the update. He's partially right on one aspect of this entire post. that the SWAT AI has been crap in Payday 3 since the very beginning. However, this is not the win that Noli thinks it is. If the main antagonist in the game for the player, the police, the SWAT, can't move, can't shoot at you, can't stop you, what the fuck is the point of playing Payday 3? There is none. You're playing against a wall. It's insane that he would say, oh, well, you know, it's not even new. It's not a new problem. I mean, come on. Who the fuck cares if it's not, like, super new of a problem? It hasn't been fixed. And according to Lunky, sorry, I called him Lunky? I don't know if he's Lunky or Lucky. According to the guy's video we saw, it's gotten worse. So maybe it's gotten slightly worse. Maybe it's just as bad. It doesn't matter. It still fucking sucks and the game is unplayable. Like, I mean, come on. And that is the only part that he's even remotely correct with. First of all, PD Lucky, so his name is PD Lucky, he is not ripping into an overworked QA. This is some kind of, like, fucking absolute dog shit fucking, like, kind of like, I'm trying to make you feel bad for the QA to, you know, deflect blame towards, you know, protecting my millionaire company, you know, that lovely meme, and everything, and with something completely innocuous. Like, the Lucky wasn't saying, I want to fire QA, whatever. He's just saying that the game fucking sucks, and QA is very much responsible for fixing that. And, you know, whatever the issue is with QA, that it's not fixed, it's not fixed. It's still broken. And so, like, you know, that's one part. And then insinuating people were tacitly paid for opinions when he knows the damage it can do. He's fucking right. If you look at the people that, you know, dick suck for these broken fucking games, you will often find that they're sponsored streamers. You will often find that they're sponsored content creators. If you look to the connections that game journalists have for AAA companies, Nintendo, and everything else that they dick suck for when they're broken games, and they're obviously broken games, you will see all kinds of connections with, you know, someone used to work at such and such company, or they used to have a sponsorship, or blah, blah, blah. You will always see this kind of thing. And people don't talk about it enough. It is the worst kept secret in all of gaming. And I'm glad someone finally fucking brought it up besides my dumbass. Because no one cares if someone, you know, my size of a content creator brings it up. Because I'll always tell it to you straight. But as soon as anyone else brings it up, oh no, this can cause harm. Yeah, no shit, it should cause harm. If you're a fucking content creator, you need to have some kind of semblance of responsibility to tell the truth about whatever game you're playing to your community. There are very few content creators that do that now. And the ones that do should be held as shining examples. CoCarnage is a bright example. Wolfheart FPS is a great example. Luke Stevens is a great example. There are many of them that do this. But, you know, there are frankly way more that don't. And, you know, they will always state in their sponsorship videos or whatever, whenever they're getting a key or a review key or whatever, they'll say, I have it in my contract that I can say whatever I want about this game. They will and they have to tacitly say that. And they say that because they value their authenticity way more than they value the so-called sponsorship of a game that ends up being dog shit. And it's not even close. Those are the people that actually give a shit about gaming. Those are the people that actually give a shit about the community. That is the people who actually give a shit about the people who are going to be, you know, arguably potentially wasting their money or spending their money correctly on a game that they might or might not enjoy. That is our job as reviewers. If we're saying that we're a reviewer, we're supposed to fucking review, and it's supposed to be not due to a sponsorship or something. We're not supposed to be paid to lie. You can be paid to do it. Yeah, people get paid all the time to get early keys or whatever, that's totally fine, as long as you're honest. But if you're, you know, if a game is at 20% Steam rating at the time, and you're dick sucking saying, oh yeah, oh my god, a step in the right direction, what a you know, a return to form. A lot of game journalism like to use return to form, all that bullshit. Then you know that there's something amiss. And so let us look at who is this Noli guy. Oh wow, he sure makes a lot of Payday content. Interesting. Wow, he gets to, get an insider view on all the new updates. Interesting. He gets to look at a lot of, like, the discussions with a lot of the devs of the game. This is looking interesting. Let's look at his YouTube. Ooh, wow. That's a lot of Payday 3 content. Maybe the reason that Noli dick sucks for this dog shit broken game and refuses to say the truth about this game and how broken it is because he is literally a shill for the game. I will just say it. This is what I see. So if you try to, levy some bullshit at another creator who literally has videographic proof of something broken in the game, and you're trying to shit on him for it, I get suspicious. And he's called the Payday Lore Master. I wonder why. Maybe it's because he centered all of his content around this game that he feels the need to protect his income, his livelihood. Maybe he's being directly paid, maybe he's not. It doesn't even matter at this point. He is, whether he's paid or not, a fucking shill. I hate that shit. I just wanted to talk about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this kind of gameplay is okay? Poor guy's face. He's like, what is going on? Do you think it is okay for what amounts to a AA company? Starbreeze at the time, when they made Payday 3, was AA, in terms of size, in terms of publishing, and so on and so forth. Do you think it's okay for a game that they make to be broken for 2 fucking years? Do you think it is okay for the game to still be the cost that it is? Let me go back to Steam. How much is Payday 3? It is still, obviously promotion notwithstanding, it is still $30. When I got the game, it was $70 fucking dollars. I played it for 8 hours. I could not even remotely play it after that. It was so fucking broken dog shit. And then you go back to, the responses to this. I'm shadow banned on the Payday Reddit because I keep showing up every major patch to see if Payday 3 is worth it yet. When you have these people, a dick sucking for a game, banning someone for just asking, is the game worth it or not? Now, is it finally fixed? Innocuous question, and a very righteous question to ask. If you have the Reddit doing this, if you have the moderators doing this, if you have the community managers doing this, and so on and so forth, it's absolutely insane to think that this game will ever be fixed. It is absolutely insane to dick suck for this game, acting like, oh yeah, no, this game is okay. I wish people would stop saying and insinuating negative things about my baby. Noli, fuck you, dude. You're a fucking shill. I'm sorry. I'll just say it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys like this kind of content, I'm not usually yelling at people, calling them shills or anything, but I am always covering video game news how it should be, with the absolute fucking truth. The way I see it, and the way that I've experienced it. The amount of time I put in the game, it was solid 9 hours that I wish I hadn't put in the game, because it was fucking dog shit. I can just straight up tell you that. It's because I care about you. I care about the money that you spent on the game. I care about the fact that I don't want you to waste your time on the game. Because frankly, there are infinitely amazing good games out there. So many good indies. Oh my god. I just made a video on a really cool indie game that everyone should play. Because it's actually good and it's not broken. Dispatch. Fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic game. Hightail, $20 for a Minecraft, iteration, something that's going to really improve upon the Minecraft formula. This is the kind of content I like to make. And sometimes, though, I cannot ignore when, higher class gaming, so-called AAA, quadruple A, sometimes AA in this case for Starbreeze, completely fucks it up and wastes people's time and money and makes them regret their decision of getting into gaming, makes them regret their decision of buying a game, or so on and so forth. I hate seeing that shit, but I will call it out every single time. So again, if you guys like that kind of content, give this video a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like I said, what do you guys think of this Payday 3 update? Do you think the skill system is better now? Apparently some people like the system, but it's still broken. Do you like the game now? Do you think it's okay? Are you still playing the game? Did you at one time play the game and then you stopped because it was dog shit? I want to hear your thoughts on Payday 3 in the comments below. And thank you guys for your time. And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.